In this exercise, we'll draw the pair of chiclets over here on the left side of the graphic. I'm going to press the Control and Spacebar keys, or the Command and Spacebar keys, and drag around this area to zoom it. And then I'll select the Rounded Rectangle tool. Now, it works a lot like the Ellipse tool and like the standard Rectangle tool. In fact, it just has one extra keyboard trick. I'll go ahead and select the tool, and then I'm going to drag around an area like so. And if I press the Shift key, I'll get a perfect square with rounded corners, of course. And if I press the Alt key or the Option key on the Mac, I'll draw the shape from the center out. If I want to reposition the object on the fly, I'll press and hold the space bar and drag the shape around. Then you release the space bar to continue to resize the shape. And then I'll go ahead and release the Shift and Alt keys for a moment here. And that will send me back to drawing from corner to corner. If you press the up arrow key, you're going to increase the roundness of your corners. If you press the down arrow key, you'll increase their sharpness, like so. Anyway, what I really want to do is I want to draw my shape by the numbers. So I'm going to delete that shape by pressing the backspace key or the delete key on the Mac. And then I'll just click with the tool at any old location because I'm going to relocate the shape using a special alignment trick that I want to pass along. And I'm going to change the width value to 72 points and the height value to 72 points. And the corner radius should be 9 points. And then go ahead and click OK in order to create that new shape. And I'm going to change its weight from 1 point to 10 points. It's one of the thick shapes here. And then I'm going to switch to the two-column toolbox by clicking on the itty-bitty double arrow. And then I'll drop down to the Draw Behind mode, which I can get by pressing Shift-D. And I'll click again in order to create the larger rectangle in the background. And I'll change its width value to 98, its height value to 98, and its corner radius to 18 is going to work out nicely. And of course I know this because I drew the shapes and played around with them, and this is what I came up with. But this is also going to provide me with the opportunity to show you some alignment tricks. Now notice that the new shape appears in back of the old one. Awesome. And I will change the stroke weight this time to 4 point. So everything's working out nicely. The final thing that I want to do inside of this exercise anyway is draw that red line through that rounded rectangle. And you can't really see the red line in the background. So I'll turn off my drawing layer for just a moment. There's the red line there. And I want to draw it inside of the smaller square. So I'll turn the drawing layer back on so that I can see it. I'll grab my black arrow tool, click on this shape outline in order to select it, and then I'll switch to the Draw Inside mode. And this time I just want to draw a straight line through the center of that graphic. So I'm going to grab my line segment tool, and I'm going to start at the center point right there. So rectangles and ellipses are automatically granted center points inside of Illustrator. I'm going to drag with my line tool from that center point, and I'm going to press the Alt key or the Option key as I drag. So I'm drawing from the center outward. And I'll press the Shift key so I'm constraining the angle of my drag to 45 degrees, and I'll release. And then I've got this nice line inside of the rectangle. I'll change its color to red by going up to the second swatch in the control panel and changing the color to CMYK red. And that's it. I'm done. Now we have an obvious problem where the shapes don't line up with each other and they don't align to the crescents in the background either. And we'll solve both of those problems in the next exercise.